You cannot afford a girlfriend, bro.
I really do want a girlfriend. Problem is, I can't afford a girlfriend.
How are you guys affording your girlfriends? Because I know that dating in this economy is a myth.
You can't afford to be in love. That's true for most people, not in this economy.
I had to let her go. I said, it's not you, it's not me, it's inflation.
Psst. I know why you clicked on this video. And it ain't for a good reason, brother. But you've come to the right place. What's going on, guys? It's your boy J2ASMS, and I'm back with another video for y'all. Man, oh man, have y'all come to the right place. This is some... How many times am I gonna record an intro with my background on, bro?
Here we go again.
Today, what we're gonna be getting into is something that's actually really sad. Social media and the economy and just a lot of different factors have really screwed up modern day dating.
What do you look for in a woman?
Just loyalty.
Okay.
I think that personal finance and money has a huge impact on your ability to date and the different social dynamics around the whole scene. And so what we're seeing now is a lot of young men and young ladies as well are unable to afford to have a girlfriend in this modern economy. I think it's both because of the certain expectations that the ladies have for the guys, and I think it's because of a lack of the financial ability of the men to provide for the girls in the way that they want. So we're just gonna dive in a little bit deeper into all of this today. If that sounds like a plan to you, make sure you smash the subscribe button down below, guys, and leave a like on the video. It really helps with the YouTube algorithm, and I greatly appreciate it. We're trying to get this channel to 1,000 subscribers as soon as possible so that we can help as many people as possible have a better understanding of personal finance and how it affects their life. Without further ado, let's get into our first clip of the day.
You can't afford to be in love. That's true for most people, not in this economy. I mean, think how much a first date costs. Not just emotionally, but literally financially. We're talking what, at least a couple of drinks, transport there and back again? It's just not possible, especially when you've worked all day in a job that barely pays your bills and rent. You've had to work longer hours and you should be spending the evenings recovering, resting, ready for another long day of work. But instead, you've gone out to meet a stranger and just see if you could have a romantic connection. And when it's not, it's just going to drain you further. This is not how things should be, all right? You literally cannot afford to be in love. And it's not your fault. It's the economy.
Going on dates can be super expensive. Just to go to a restaurant or go out to buy a couple of drinks, that can run you upwards of $20+ just for one drink. It also depends where you're going out. If you decide to go for a sit-down dinner date, that could run you a ton of money. But if you decide to just take a walk in the park, it could be different. So I think when a lot of you guys are considering dating, especially if you're younger, I'm talking like 18, 19, 20 years old, I do think it is something important to consider where you're going and what type of dates that you're doing, because that's gonna have an impact on what type of money that you're spending on the date.
Wrong! That ain't my first dime!
Then have some more dimes. I've got plenty of them.
Be strategic, take control as the man. Don't let your ego get in the way. Be aware of where you stand financially and what you're able to and what you're not able to do. And also be creative with what type of dates that you're going on. You might be able to do something that's not super expensive, that's still really fun and thoughtful for you and the lady to enjoy. As you get older, the expectations in terms of commitment, finances, a lot of things exponentially increase. The same things that a 30-year-old woman that's dating you is looking for are very different from things that an 18-year-old woman is looking from you. You know what I mean? Like, it's more fun and just, you know, kind of casual when you're younger. And as you get older, you know, they have biological clocks in terms of starting a family, how they look, right? All these different things. So they're kind of looking more down the line of like, can I really lock this guy in? Is he wasting my time? It gets a lot more serious really quickly. I would say probably after 23. Right around that post-college age where everything's kind of, life's really starting to hit and set in and you got to start making money and working a job. And she might be on social media watching her friends get married and start to get engaged. And, you know, people are taking trips on debt, which we talk about on this channel all the time, and a lot of the pressure starts weighing down on women, which then gets transferred to guys, right? In terms of dating, I would say, yeah, right around that college age. Post-college, like 23, 24 is when it starts. But that's just been my personal experience. Again, like, this is not to overgeneralize every woman, every situation, every guy, but this has just been my personal experience from what I've seen in my own life and those around me.
Wow, man. Damn.
How are you guys affording your girlfriends? Because I know that dating in this economy is a myth. Do you know how expensive it is to maintain a female? Especially when she's high maintenance. Do you know how expensive that is? You can't even afford yourself and you're in a relationship. Your priorities out the door, man. If you can't afford yourself, why the hell are you getting into a relationship?
If you're not in a place where you can take care of yourself, probably in your best interest to not be in a relationship or pursue one for some time. And again, I'm not saying that you have to be the richest, most wealthiest person alive, but if you can't provide for your basic necessities, there's no way that you're going to be able to successfully or healthily show up in someone else's life in a better way. It's just not possible.
I missed the part where that's my problem.
As I said, it's either going to be one, you physically just can't do it. Like you don't have the funds to go on dates, take time off of work, travel. B, you're not going to be emotionally available enough because you're probably going to be so stressed out and self-disappointed, not being in the position where you want to be, that your mind's not going to be right. You're not going to feel as confident to even approach the woman that you're interested in or date her if you do get into a relationship with one. Or 3, you're going to be so busy trying to pay off debt, go to work, maybe you got 1 or 2 jobs, trying to grind to get in a better position, that you're not going to have the time outside of your own self to give to someone else. I'm not saying that you can't date or go on dates if you don't have money. I'm just saying that it's probably in your best interest to focus on yourself and get in a place where you feel comfortable, for whatever that means for you, before you start to try and pursue women that you're interested in and go on dates. And being comfortable looks different for other people. For one person, being comfortable could be, hey, I pay all my bills and at the end of it, I got $100 left over, and that $100, I'm gonna make the best of it and go on some type of date that I can afford. Cool. That works for me. Another person, it could be, hey, I don't feel comfortable if I can't have my own house or apartment to invite this person over to, and we can't take a vacation together every year, then I don't feel comfortable being in a long-term relationship or going on significant dates. That works for me too. That makes sense. If you say, man, I'm behind in rent by 2 months, my car's not really working that good, and I don't really know if I go on a date if my car's gonna decline. You, my friend, should not be dating, brother. Lock in, get your bread right, get your mind right, get your body right, so that you can elevate and start to live the life you deserve.
The only time having a boyfriend is worth it is when he is able to fully support you and pay all your bills. I said it. Not your husband. If you're gonna be a girlfriend to someone, he needs to be paying all your bills. Otherwise, why is he there? What is his purpose? He's just a boyfriend. Meaning if he leaves you, and a boyfriend is not a legal title. If he leaves you and promises you marriage, leaves you with nothing, you get nothing. But if he's paying all your bills, you're able to save money, you're able to invest into businesses that you want to do. If he leaves you, you're leaving with something else at the end of it. But to date a guy and be someone's girlfriend for free,
I want to make this explicitly clear so that nothing I say is misconstrued. Not every girl's like this. Not every woman has this mentality. There's amazing women out there who could potentially end up being your wife one day. So do not base your whole opinion off of this one clip or this one woman or stuff like this that you see out there all the time. And I don't care how bad she is, bro. If you find a shorty like this, run, bro. This mindset, I think, is so toxic, and I think it's from the men's perspective and from the woman's perspective, it's very destructive. If you casually dating and you know for a fact you're just going into it to have fun and just casually do whatever, that's chill. But if you like genuinely looking to be in a relationship, spend your resources and your time where you can actually get something long-term out of it, this ain't the way. This is not the way, brothers. Dating in and of itself is kind of what I described before. It's an investment. It's an investment on both of your sides, right? Initially as the guy, right, you're saying, hey, this person is attractive, or this person seems fun, or whatever it is about that person that initially drew you to them to want to invest some type of resources, whether it be your time, money, attention, into that person, right? Let me shoot my shot. They say, okay, maybe for the same reasons or a different reason or whatever, I agree. You guys agree to meet up somewhere and get to know each other. You're investing something into it, and so to get your time wasted, lose money, or whatever is very frustrating, but that's kind of the point. I feel like it gets really weird and transactional when you go into it expecting something. At that point, it's just like, why even go on the date? Because what are they really there for? Like, are you actually looking for someone that you can spend your time with, genuinely have a connection with and enjoyment, shared interests with, or are you looking for someone to pay your bills?
Tell them to bring me my money.
Everyone has a different definition of what relationships look like. Everyone has a different definition of what a good date is, what a bad date, right? But I'm just saying in general, to me, for guys, if you go into a date or a certain situation only trying to sleep with her, you're already starting the relationship off in a weird way that might not be a good basis for having a long-term connection with them. Like, you did get something out of it, but it's really a long-term waste of both of y'all's time, because you could do that with anybody, right? I think on the girl's end of the perspective, it's very similar in the sense that it's not sleeping with the guy. It could be, but generally it's usually not. It's like, can he pay my bills? Or can he bring me to this place? Or can I go on this vacation? Or it's like looking for some type of like transactional value that they give that's concrete, that, hey, if it doesn't work out, at least we did this, right? Like, if it doesn't work out, at least I got these Cabo pictures, or, you know what I mean? And it just feels really fake and just weird to me. I'm sure that all of you watching this video have experienced this before, right? a girl or a guy super attractive to you, you like how they look, but that's it, right? They're not a good person, or you don't like them, or you don't have any shared common interests, but you're only attracted to one aspect of them. You go on a date with them, or y'all kick it, you might even, you know, get to home plate with them. But then after that, there's nowhere really for y'all to go. It kind of just dies there. What's that video of Jonah Hill? He's like, nah, bro.
You cannot afford a girlfriend, bro. Now, if you're in high school, that's totally different. But if you're in college and above, you cannot afford a girlfriend, bro. You need to be focused on getting you a car, a job, and a crib. As a man, you need to build yourself up. I don't want to keep hearing you talking about girls all day, bro. It doesn't matter. I don't want to keep talking to you about girls, bro. Who cares? I'm trying to get a Porsche, bro. I'm trying to get a Rolex. I'm trying to take my mom out her job. I'm trying to buy her a house. You feel me? I'm trying to get a penthouse in the sky. I can touch the clouds. You sitting around here talking about a girl and how she made you feel bad, bro. Get your head on straight, bro. Priorities. Do you have a car that works? Do you have a job where you make good money? If you don't make enough money, get 2 jobs and get a crib. Take care of yourself, bro. Go to the gym. Stop talking to me about girls, bro. It's low level talk. Boss your life up.
If you are a young man, and I really want y'all to hear this, this goes for every guy, but especially if you're a young man watching this, I want y'all to hear what I'm saying. If you don't have your life set up, that should be your #1 priority. You cannot focus on women and chase girls and all this type of stuff if you don't have your life together, my boy. If you don't have a reliable vehicle, some type of direction in your life, like maybe you're in school and you're working towards getting your degree or some type of full-time employment, right? If you don't have direction, reliable vehicle, confidence, your own living situation. If you don't have a majority of those things, it's not even worth your time chasing women anyways, right? Because what's going to end up happening is you're just going to get used and abused. If you don't have your life together, the only women that are going to give you attention are the ones that are like the lady in the last video that we seen, that's looking to take something from you and have some type of transactional relationship. They might give you attention, but it's not for you. It's not going to be some type of genuine, long-lasting relationship. They're going to get something out of you. They're going to say, oh, he's in the club popping bottles. I'm going to be nice to him for this night just so I can get in the section and hang out with them. And it might even be a long-term thing, like, oh, I know this guy comes to the club every Saturday, whatever. I know he spends money, so I'm going to hang out with him. It's always going to be something transactional, right? You're going to get used because they're not going to have genuine respect for you as a man and the different qualities that you bring to the table. You for you. They're going to be looking like, what can I get from him? Because he doesn't have any other substance. But then there's also another caliber of woman where they're not even going to look your way or give you any type of attention because you don't have anything of substance really to offer them. You're either going to get used or you're going to be invisible.
Damn, Aki, you blended in real good. She didn't even know your ass was here. Excuse me, listen, Lou. Relax, I got you. Do you have any idea who it was you just corresponded with here?
No.
What percentage and chance does my friend Aki have of sleeping with you?
0%.
One more question, please. What if he's a professional break dancer?
2%.
So what you should do, as I said, is put time and attention into building your own self up. Make sure you get educated on personal finance by watching videos like mine. Pay attention to the news. Start going to the gym, drink water, wake up earlier, like, right? All the constructive things in your life that will help you for you as an individual will then sprinkle into your dating life and other areas. You will see the growth. Trust. A lot of other people are struggling with the same stuff that you're struggling with, way more than you think. And there's a whole community of guys out there that are grinding, working, showing up every day for themselves, at their jobs, and for the people around them. When you naturally put off that type of aura, for lack of a better word, that type of self-love and self-confidence and just positivity rubs off on those around you. And I'm telling you, women can sense that. They can sense it on you. When you do get in a better situation, the next woman that you find interesting that you like to approach, she will be able to feel that on you as well, because it's coming from a genuine place. So lock in, focus on yourself, and make sure you're building yourself before you start chasing or doing all these other things for other people.
I ghosted a girl before because I was broke. I shouldn't have even got her number when I seen her. That's how broke I was. I ain't even deserve to be talking to nobody. I got to get my finances straight. Anyway, I get baby number. She's trying to hang out. Baby's hitting me up to kick it. And I wanted to tell her so bad, like, baby, I'm broke. I can't do it right now. But my ego wouldn't let me do it. So these folks hit me up constantly. And then was texting me like, what's up? What I do? Like, what's up? Why you acting like that? I couldn't tell her I was broke, bro. I couldn't. So months later, when I got myself together, I hit her. And I told her. I was like, baby, I ain't gonna even lie. I was broke. On God. I was broke. And she bust out laughing, bro. I'm sorry, baby. I was broke. Like, I couldn't afford a drink. like nothing, like valet, nothing, a dinner, nothing.
Used this brother as a cautionary tale, and he probably asked her for her number, but then when it actually came time to go on the date, he couldn't afford to go on the date because he didn't have no money. He just said he couldn't even afford to buy a drink. Again, he could have asked her, yo, let's just go for a walk in the park, or, you know, go to the library. I don't know, something free that's not super expensive. But based off of how he's telling the story, it doesn't seem like that woman was the type of woman that would want to do something like that with him, because as I said, women could read it. She was probably looking at him like, yo, I'm gonna just get some drinks out this dude, or I'm gonna just get some dinner off this dude. That to me is a waste of time. Not only are you wasting your own time and putting yourself in a situation where you could get embarrassed, but you're also wasting the other person's time, right? Because he said that she was even reaching out to him like, hey, like, what's up? What are we doing? You know? And now he said his pride was just so strong he couldn't even tell her that he was broke and they couldn't go on a date. She was just laughing, like she took him as a joke. You don't want to be looked at as a joke as a man. You want to be well respected and admired by those people that you love and care about, right? You want to be taken seriously by your peers and by women. And you want to go on nice dates and have a good time and just be social. And you can't do that if you don't have bread. You have to have enough money to where you're able to go out and buy the woman a drink on a date, or just cover your basic necessities for survival.
You know, I think I'm at a point in my life where I really do want a girlfriend. Problem is, I can't afford a girlfriend. Like, my financial situation is f***ed up right now. Dinner and a movie with me would consist of going to Safeway with my EBT card, and then still having to go through self-checkout to steal shit. Then we're going to McDonald's to use the free Wi-Fi so we can watch a movie on my phone. No, not a Netflix movie. They stopped that password sharing a while ago. We're watching a movie on YouTube. And no, not one of the movies on YouTube you gotta rent. We're watching a free one that's in a playlist and broken down into 37 different parts. And yes, there's gonna be ads. I don't have YouTube Premium. And don't even think about asking if we could turn the car on and put the sound through the speakers and turn the heat on. The battery is in McDonald's charging right now. And honestly, if she doesn't live near a Safeway and McDonald's, I'm gonna need gas money. And look, I know. I'm gonna get people in the comments like, Adam, it's not about money. Get a girl who wants you just for you. I don't even want me just for being me. I'm pretty sure if I wasn't funny, my inner monologue wouldn't even talk to me. The only time I've ever been wanted for just being me was by the police.
A lot of guys are not in a good situation. There's nothing wrong with figuring your life out, getting your stuff together, and trying to be better. But it's like you can't expect certain things while you're figuring it out. Certain things have to come after you've gotten into a good place. Again, I'm not saying like you have to have your whole life figured out before you can talk to a woman or approach a woman, right? That's not what I'm saying. What I am saying though is that, like this dude's saying, if you got to do all this and that's what a first date would look like with you, that's not gonna work. Even if it does work and you find, as he said, like, oh, find a woman who loves you for you, and like by some grace of God, that would work for her and she's totally cool doing that, you're not gonna feel good about that for yourself. Like as a man, you would be embarrassed. I would be embarrassed. Like maybe y'all wouldn't be, but I would. If I had to do this type of situation and there was a woman that I really liked and respected and I was trying to genuinely have a long-term relationship with her, I would be embarrassed to be in a certain situation like this. You know what I'm saying? Even if it was something I was willing to accept for myself, I wouldn't want to put her in that type of situation. And so while I do agree with what his friends was telling him, like, yo, find a girl that loves you for you, I think you should. Because that's what goes back to what I was saying earlier, right? Don't get used. But it doesn't have to be when you're super up, like rich businesses, like all this. It doesn't have to be that, like what you see on social media all the time. But it can't be down here where you're unable to provide for your just basic life and necessities. It doesn't have to be, but it can't. Doesn't have to be, but it can't. It's a nice, even, happy medium in the middle. Like I said, where you meet someone who likes you and respects you for who you are. You're respectful of them by being respectful of you and putting yourself in a position where you can afford to go on normal dates, get to know the person, spend time with them, and do whatever it is that you two decide that you like and enjoy to do together. If you guys would like to get to know and spend time with me, make sure you smash the subscribe button and like the video down below. It really helps with the YouTube algorithm. I'm trying to get this channel to 1,000 subs as soon as possible, as I said to y'all, so I really appreciate it. Again, this is part 1 to a series of videos I'm doing like this, so make sure you sub and turn the notification bell on so you don't miss that next post. YouTube thinks you'll like one of the videos popping up down below. Until next time, J2A SMS out of here. Peace.